Hello and good morning. My name is Chula. Welcome to my channel, Hooked on Houseplants. We are in my living room today. That's where we will be starting. And today I have some updates to share with you as well as some new plants. So let's get started. Okay, first we have to address the elephant in the room. Yes. If you are not new to my channel, you know that this is my Philodendron mayoi. Or should I say what's left of my Philodendron mayoi. I did say that I was going to cut this plant, and usually, well, not usually, when I do my videos and I'm on the patio, you see this plant in the backdrop on the right hand side. I mean, you can't miss it. And it was literally touching the ceiling. I have cut this plant back so many times, and it just was getting hard to take care of it and to keep it healthy. And it was hard to check for pests because the plant was just so tall and big and all that stuff. So I decided that I wanted to chop it and start over with the plant. So that is exactly what I did. So about 2 weeks ago, chopped up the plant. I did get rid of a good portion of the plant, and I had it in just water initially. And then I decided to try my hand with, you guessed it, leca. Like, who do I think I am? I don't know nothing about leca, but I said, you know what? I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna try it, and if the mayoi doesn't make it, I'm kind of okay with it. What? It's not a plant that I can really honestly say that I just love to death. I've had this plant for probably about 3, almost 4 years. And I don't know, I guess I'm just over my huge plant phase. As you all know, my space is very limited. And I don't know, I just don't really have the space or the energy for big, huge plants. So, yep, this is what we got going on. The plant, I cut all the roots off. These are cuttings, literally just cuttings. But they had lots of activated nodes. And as you can see, there's lots of aerial roots. So I feel like the plant will be fine. Like I said, I did have it in just water for about 2 weeks. And let me see. The water line is about right here. So we'll just see what happens. I will definitely keep you updated on how it's doing. I love the look of it. I love how it looks sitting here in this glass vessel. So we shall see what happens with my mayoi. Right here is a growth point. Another one right here. Another one back there. Another one right here. So I hope it does good, you know. But like I said, if it doesn't, I've had a good run with the mayoi. Moving right along, you can see this is my Aglaonema wishes. Y'all, I have just been really struggling with some of my Aglaonema, and this is one of the ones that I have been struggling with. This plant was extremely leggy, and it just was losing its bottom leaves. This used to be a really gorgeous and full plant. So I just decided to cut it. And it is in leca as well. As you know, with Aglaonema, you know, whenever I'm trying to reroot them and I cut the roots off, as long as there are nodes, the plant has the capability of rerooting through those nodes. So that is what I did. Plant doesn't have any roots, just nodes. Stuck it in leca, and we'll see what happens. This is another one that if it doesn't make it, I'm okay with that. So that's why I decided to try both of these in leca, because I won't be I won't be sad really if if they don't make it. I mean, I would love for them to survive, of course, but if they don't, it's okay. I know y'all remember Miss Helen Kennedy, excuse me. This one and another one that I have on the patio are the only Calathea that I have left in my collection. Yes, you heard me correctly. I used to have a whole little collection of Calathea. Well, no more. I will not be purchasing any more Calathea. I don't even have my Macoliana anymore. That particular Calathea, I know people say that that's an easier one, and it is. But I don't know. The one that I had, it just kept getting spider mites. I kept finding sap on the bottom of the leaves. So something was attacking the plant. And if you're familiar with Calathea, they can be very hard to treat for pests because they're very sensitive to everything. And I just got tired of struggling with that plant and I just got rid of it. So this is the Helen Kennedy. It's been here in my living room in semi-hydro and pond for a while now. I think it's been in here for about 3 months since spring began, and it hasn't grown at all, but it's not dying either. So it's just weird. It's just, it looks okay. It has 5 leaves that look good, but it's just not growing. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay, and these are just, this is my global green that I've had here for quite a while as well. It's growing in water, been here for a while. I also have an Aglaonema cutting, which I don't even know which Aglaonema this is, but this is what I was referring to. This plant didn't have anything going on when I first put it in water, but as you can see, that node activated, and so now it has this root growing. So this is what I mean, trying to get it to focus. Those are nodes, in case you're new to the plant world. So as long as you have those, the plant is able to produce roots from those nodes. So like I said, that's just an Aglaonema cutting. I don't even know what that is. These are pothos that I also have growing in water. This is another one that I've had for the longest. I have neglected this plant. That's why it doesn't even really grow that much because I haven't kept it watered. But it just keeps hanging on, keeps hanging in there. So we'll see. So those are my updates for over here. Moving along over here. I don't know if I showed you all my bear paw. I just repotted this plant actually a couple of days ago, and it looks okay. I put it in cactus substrate and seems to be doing okay so far. It is growing, so that's a good thing. And then I had this little, I don't know what kind of cactus this is, y'all. I think it's just called a barrel cactus. I don't know. But I just watered it yesterday. Seems to be doing okay. And of course, my jade plant that I've had for quite a while. I think I've had this plant about 4 years. I do want to hang it eventually, probably in front of this window. I just think it'll look better hanging since it is trailing. And with my girls and pets, the little leaves have the tendency, y'all excuse my raggedy looking nails, but these have the tendency to get broken off very easily. So I feel like, it needs to be hung. So that's my next project with that one. All right, y'all, that is all the updates inside of my home. So we will be heading out to the patio. Okay, y'all, so we are now out here on my patio, and the first update I want to show you is my Chia Pens Syngonium Frosted Heart. I did chop this plant right there because I have seen this plant grown without being staked, and I've seen them grown like really full and lush without any support. And so that's kind of what I was going for, the look I was aiming for with this plant. And it just was growing straight up on the stake. So I chopped it. Yes, I did, right there. And it did activate this growth point. And then this is the top cut. This is all that's left of it. It had like 4 leaves, and this is all that is left. So it is actually 2 pieces of the plant at this point. So that's what's going on with that. Doesn't look the greatest, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to really be showing you any Hoya just because I'm doing a Hoya series. I have a lot of updates, a lot of things going on with my Hoya, but I don't want to show you any because, like I said, that is part of my Hoya series, will be updates. Okay, this is a nice little update. This is the lipstick plant that I was gifted by Jackie at Latina Plants. If you know, we did a plant swap a couple of months ago. I have potted up the lipstick plant. Jackie girl, why didn't you tell me this thing is so thirsty? I have her in self-watering, and she's growing very nicely. Has a lot of new leaves coming up, as you can see. So I can't wait until it gets to the point where it starts to trail. So that is that, my little cute lipstick plant. And there's Phoebe girl just laying out. So put this one back. Let me show you my mojito. If you remember my last unboxing with the green escape, this is what the mojito is looking like. It's just a scraggly stalk. I hate that look. I don't want to cut it yet though. I don't want to cut it, but I don't like the way it's growing either. I like my plants to be full. So I don't know, I might purchase another one and plant it in with this one. But it is growing nicely. It's giving me these 3 leaves since I got it from the green escape. So it is doing well. But this is what I mean. This is the Syngonium red spot tricolor. And when I repotted it, it had gotten really scraggly, like it lost a lot of its bottom leaves. And I didn't like how the plant was looking. So I purchased another one and I planted it in with my original plant. And as you can see, it's looking a lot more full. So this is kind of the look that I'm going for with my mojito. Okay, so going back to where we were, try not to move too fast. One of the new plants that I'm excited to show you is, dun da da da. Look, y'all. Do y'all know what this is? This is a Philodendron caramel marble. Yes, excuse me, you heard me correctly. This plant was on my wish list. I got it for a great price. I got it from an Etsy seller. I've had it about 3 weeks now, and it's doing very well. I do have it in a self-watering setup, and I'm just so excited to have this plant. Look at that variegation. To get such a reasonable price, I did have to buy a starter plant. But I'm very happy to have this plant, especially since I no longer have my jungle boogie. I really like that plant, but it was just taking up so much room. And I don't know, I feel like it will be at least another year or two before this one gets huge, if it makes it. So yeah, I'm just very happy to have such a beautiful plant. Look at that variegation. This is the newest leaf. And it's not quite finished hardening off, so it's going to get bigger. So I keep this one up here on my top shelf where the grow light is, because I want the variegation to be really nice. This is my episcia. It has a little flower on it. It's about to bloom again. I love episcia, but I feel like they do better if they are hanging, because as you can see, this one, the tendrils are very delicate. Like, it's a very delicate plant, and the tendrils break very easily. So I wish I had went ahead and just hung this plant up, but it's just sitting here. It's in semi-hydro. It is growing in pond, and I just have it sitting on top of this vase to give it some height. But it is a very beautiful plant. I would like to get the one, I think it's called Pink Brocade. I would love to have that one. That one is very gorgeous. So yep, that is my episcia. Okay, so going down here, this is also a new plant. It's a little beat up looking, but it's a cutting. It's a Scindapsus, I think officinalis or something like that. Of course, I'll have the names on the screen. I'm just like really loving Scindapsus. I have quite a few now, but this is the newest one. I think this is also called the Sumatra. But I love the detail on the leaves. It looks like somebody just took a paintbrush and just kind of put some white paint strokes on the leaves. I do have this in self-watering. Scindapsus for me have been on the thirstier side. But one good thing about them, they do show when they need water, like they'll start to droop and you'll be able to tell, or and curl. The leaves will also start to curl when they need water. Okay, and then also I have another addition to my small but mighty Anthurium collection. This is, it was sold to me, y'all, as a Michelle Doc block, okay? I did get this from an Etsy seller, and it wasn't a cheap plant. It really was not, but I feel like I got it for a very good price. This is the newest leaf. It came to me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 leaves it did come to me with. I think this one was still unfurling. But yeah, this is the newest leaf. And I like this particular one because it looked darker to me. I don't know if it's because the plant is still young, or y'all know what I'm trying to say. It's not mature just yet. But I'm hoping that the leaves darken up, because that's what attracted me to this particular hybrid. But I also can kind of see why people say Anthurium looks so much alike, because this is my Jakarta crystallinum, and it looks so similar to the Michelle Doc block. Look. Well, this one has more, what is it, like veination, I guess you would call it. So I do see a slight difference. I do. But it's doing very well. I've had it about almost a month. I just haven't showed you all. Can't show you all my everything at once. But I do have it in self-watering. Actually, all of my Anthurium are in self-watering setups. But yeah, that's the Michelle Doc block. Okay, and I think I just did an alocasia video, so I'm not gonna show you those. This is my Syngonium Winlandii. It don't look the greatest, y'all, but she's coming along. She is coming along. Let's see. These are some Aglaonema. Oh, this is an update. I just recently moved. This is the Aglaonema Golden Powder. I just recently transferred this one. See that new growth point? As well as the Orange Stardust to Pond. And the reason why I did that is because both plants were starting to lose their lower leaves. Now, I have been treating my Aglaonema with insecticidal soap as well as the Bonai Systemic, because I noticed that all of my Aglaonema on this shelf, the bottom of the leaves were producing this sticky sap. So I did some research, and some people were saying that that's normal for Aglaonema, but others were saying that it was a sign of pest, which I am more inclined to believe that it was some type of pest, just because a lot of them were declining and losing their lower leaves rapidly. So that's why I've been treating them. That's what initially happened with my Aglaonema chocolate. It just all of a sudden it started going downhill. And it had that same sticky sap. You can see a little bit of it left on the leaves. So I have to keep treating some of these Aglaonema. I don't know what's going on with them. Like I said, I feel like it's some type of pest, maybe some type of mite that I can't see, because I don't see anything on the leaves. The only indication I see is, like I said, the sticky sap on the underside of the leaves, and then the bottom leaves start to yellow and come off. So if you all know anything about what might be going on with them, if you're having the same struggles with your Aglaonema, please let a sister know if you're going through the same thing. So anyway, my orange stardust, which I have struggled with in the past, is starting to lose its lower leaves again. I do not know why. You see how scraggly it's starting to look? And this is actually two separate plants. I bought another one for like insurance because the other one just started declining, and now both of them are starting to decline. Now this plant as well had the sticky sap going on. So it has been treated, and I have it in pond now. I actually took it out yesterday to check the roots to make sure they were okay, and they are. I switched them both over to pond about probably about 2 weeks ago, and both of their root systems still look good. So we'll see. We'll see if they do better in pond. The reason why I switched them over to pond is because this plant over here, I was struggling with this one. This is the, can't think of what it's called. And it looked like it's starting to struggle again. Look at that. It was doing good. You can see it has good roots. This one is in semi-hydro. I forget the name of this one. I think it's like variegated Siam. I'll put the name on the screen. But it is starting to lose this leaf and this one. But the plant just wasn't growing. It was going downhill. And it was doing better once I put it in pond. So I don't know if these are just old leaves, the reason why they're starting to yellow. But it is putting out a new leaf, so that's a good thing. But yeah, y'all, I'm just kind of struggling with my Aglaonema. So you know what? You know, if I try different substrates and these plants still struggle, I'm not going to fool with them. I'm just not going to do it. So hopefully these two, the orange stardust and the golden powder. And y'all, this is my third golden powder. Yes, yes. The other two did not make it. The other two both suffered from root rot. So yeah. This is my newest little one from Green Escape. This was part of the unboxing. The Donna Carmen or Doña Carmen. I have this one growing in sphagnum moss because I just had a feeling that if I tried to put it directly into soil or potting mix again, I just felt like it wasn't going to make it. So that's why I have it in moss, to give it time to grow a better root system. As you can see, there's a little growth point right there. And then this is a new little leaf. So it seems to be doing well in sphagnum moss. I just have to make sure I keep the moss moist. This is a new begonia. I'm not going to show you. Actually, I have, y'all, probably like 6 or 7 new begonia. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot about them just because I would like to do a video, an updated begonia video collection. But this is the candy stripe. And I had this begonia before and it did not make it, but I loved it. I think it's such a gorgeous begonia. So I said, I'm going to try this one again. So I did get this from Steve's Leaves. And so far, it is doing very well. Okay, so I think that is everything over here. So let's see. Let's go over here. This is... Actually, I've changed so many things, y'all. I had to move around a lot of my begonia, a lot of my cane begonia, because they were getting too tall. Initially, they were all on this bottom shelf over here, but they were getting too tall. They were reaching the top of the shelf, or the bottom of this third shelf. So I had to move some of them. So let's see. That is my Black Magic that I moved over here. This is my Sinbad, my Fanny Moser, and this one I have never been sure of what this one is called. If you know, please put it down in the comments. But these all have grown out so tall that I had to put them somewhere else. So I also moved my Bilietier Atabapoense cross. If you remember, I had this plant, let's see, over here, right here. So I decided to move, y'all, I'm all over the place. I decided to move my big Monstera albo from this corner where it was to over here, because I feel like it has more room over in this corner. Now this is where the Mayoi used to be. So now the albo is over here, and I put the Atabapoense Bilietier cross in this corner over here. And I also moved, this is albo number 2. This is its newest leaf. Isn't it gorgeous? I had this one growing on this top shelf, but it was touching the grow light. So I had to move it. And so I put it right there on this table. And I also had to move my Thai constellation number 1 as well, because it was on this top shelf and it got too large. So I put it right here. And I used to have my Summer Glory right here. So I swapped them. I put the Thai constellation in its place. I put the Summer Glory here, because I think I had my Sparkling Sarah. Yeah, I had the Sparkling Sarah sitting up here next to the Summer Glory. So I had to swap some plants out to give the bigger ones more space. You know, if you know, you know. If you have a growing plant collection, you have to constantly make changes to accommodate growth. This is another plant that I had on the top shelf. My Burrow Marks variegated Philodendron, because I felt like it needed more space. It's like really getting large, and so I felt like it needed more room. So I moved this one over here. I think I had the esmeraldense right here. So I swapped them. I put that, now the esmeraldense philodendron is right here in the center. And it is working on a new leaf. Let me show you. And this is the last leaf it gave me. So I'm really hoping this new one will be a lot longer and larger. But it's doing quite well. I'm very pleased with this plant. It is a slow grower though, at least for me. It's a slow grower, but slow and steady. As long as it's growing, I'm good. I'm good. So what else do I want to show y'all? Let's go back over here. Okay, so I think it was in my last video when I told you that my my Burrow Marks Flame, which is over here, and my Spiritus Sancti both had root rot. So I cut all the roots off. They both just had nodes at the bottom. Initially, I had, and aerial roots. Initially, I just had this one in water, but I don't know, something told me try moss, try some sphagnum moss. So you can see how well this plant is doing in this sphagnum moss. Look at those roots. So I will be potting this one up soon. I don't know what type of substrate I want to put it in. Let me move it over here so y'all can see the roots better. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do pond. I definitely won't be doing leca because this is like one of my favorite plants, and I don't know enough about leca to put it in leca, so it definitely won't be that. But it is, I'm very pleased to see the roots growing back. I was so sad about this plant because it was doing so well, but it's coming along. This was the last leaf that it gave me, and it does have a new, let's see, growth point that was here when the plant started to rot, so it hasn't opened up yet. So that's that. It is still alive, still doing well. And y'all, this little thing right here, I'm gonna insert some pictures. This aglaonema, if you remember my first plant tour, this thing was, it had like 4 or 5 huge leaves. And I have struggled with this plant from jump. When I first got it, it came with root rot. And from there, I have never been able to grow this plant well. This is an aglaonema. It's supposed to be the World of Heritage or World Heritage. And this is the last straw for this plant, y'all. If it doesn't do good in this leca, this is a self-watering pot. If it doesn't do well in this leca, I'm done, y'all. I'm done with this plant. I'm not gonna keep wasting time and energy on plants that are just not gonna grow. So that's that one. Let's see. I think that's all I want to show y'all over here. This is a newer plant as well. Now, y'all, I have had the brandy antum before, philodendron. And y'all, this is one of those plants that you love it, but you hate it at the same time. And it's funny because it's like everybody always says the same thing, that it's scraggly, it doesn't grow right. But I just really like this plant. I like the look of it. I like the shape of the little leaves. So I got another one, y'all. Yes, I did. Got it from an Etsy seller. And I just put this trellis in here. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I was kind of going for what I'm doing with my siltavacana. You see, I have this one on a trellis, and you see how it's kind of growing on this trellis and kind of filling out. So I thought I would try the same thing with this brandiantum to see how it does. So I did put it in self-watering. So we'll see how it does on this trellis. But yes, this is a newer purchase. And let me know down in the comments y'all feelings about the brandiantum. Are y'all still hating it? Or what? And so this shelf is looking a lot less dense and packed. Before, I had so many large plants up here, and now I feel like all the other plants can get more light. So my silver sword is still up there. I moved it from the right to the left, so it's over here now, as well as my dragon's breath, my Suhirmaniana, alocasia. This is the dragon scale. I moved it over here to the right. Have a couple of hoya up here. I moved my Warsawiskii Philodendron aurea. I moved it up here to this shelf. I got two new plants up here to show y'all. Okay, so this is, remember in my last video, I told you that the alocasia corazon was on my wish list. So I have it. I have it. I know. I'm just, y'all, I need to stop. But I just love alocasia. I do. I think after aglaonema, alocasia is my next favorite genus. I just love alocasia, y'all. So this is the corazon, very reasonable price. I got it from an Etsy seller. I've had it about 2 weeks. And this leaf is about to be done. And this leaf was unfurling when it came to me. So yes, this is the alocasia corazon. Beautiful, beautiful alocasia. So I have this one on the top shelf, and this is also a new plant that I have wanted, and it was really hard to find. Oh, look, y'all, my purple cloak alocasia has a new growth point. This is, let's see if y'all know what this is. Let me show you. Let me give you a hint. It blows fire. It's a mythical creature. The Philodendron golden dragon. If that's what you guessed, you would be correct. I've also seen it called the model dragon too, I think. And I know y'all are thinking, Shula, why would you get that particular philodendron and you know it's going to get huge? I know. But it's so small now that I have a lot of time, to worry about that. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. But for right now, it's small, it's cute. It is a philodendron that I have been wanting. I mean, look at these leaves. Like, look at the variegation on these leaves. I've just been wanting this plant. And I finally got it. And I'm going to insert a picture of how this plant looks once it starts to grow out. I know, y'all. I know y'all are going to be like, Chula, why did you do it? But I just love this plant, and I've been wanting it for a while. So I know it's going to get big, but hopefully I might be in a bigger house by then, or who knows. So like I said, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Now this is another aglaonema that I have been struggling with. And I'm sad about it because I've had this one for about 2 years. It never gave me problems. And then all of a sudden, started to go downhill, lose all these leaves, had the sticky sap situation going on. This is the bamboo, Aglaonema bamboo. So I decided to plop her into leca. I didn't have, I would have preferred pond, but I didn't have any. And I guess I'm trying out leca just because it's easier to get. And to me, it's cheaper than pond. I don't feel comfortable trying to make my own pond. See this alocasia, this aglaonema back here is not looking great. But yeah, so I put this one in leca, and I'll let you know how it's doing. This is also a new purchase. This is the Philodendron rugosum. This is not the aberrant form, if I'm saying it correctly. There's another type that right in there, it has like the crinkly, it's real crinkly right in here. So I did not want that kind. I wanted the regular rugosum. Now this plant, I've had this plant for at least a month. It came to me very beat up, y'all. I had to remove like 3 leaves, and as you can see, like it came with this leaf and this one. You see how beat up and scarred they are. So this is a new leaf, and then this is the newest one that's opening up. But I love this philodendron because I love the texture of the leaves. I've heard it called pig skin, and I can definitely see why it's called that. It's very textured. So I have this one in a self-watering setup. Like I said, I've had this one for about a month, and it seems like it's doing pretty good. Okay, so I think, oh no, I got some more updates back here. Okay. Now I'm gonna insert some pictures. This particular pothos is growing outside. I have it hanging up in front of my carport area. Wait a minute, let me move this burl mark so y'all can see. I took cuttings basically because the plant was almost touching the ground. So I took all of these cuttings, and my plan with this plant is to put it on some type of plank because I want to get the leaves to grow really, really large and beautiful. It will not be a mouse pole. It will be some type of plank. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with this one. And also, let me update you on my varicosum. Now, you know that this is not the one that I initially had. That one is no more. And I decided to give myself a more fair chance because that other varicosum was just so unhealthy and scraggly when I got it. So I did find this one at, I can't remember if it was Walmart or a big box store, but it looks so healthy to me and in such good condition. I went ahead and got it, and it's still doing quite well. I don't have it on any type of stake. This is the newest growth point. And then there's one right here because it looks like it's two plants, but it's actually just one. So it does have two growth points, so that's really good. And have it in self-watering because the varicosum, in my opinion, is a thirstier plant. Every time I fill the reservoir, I rinse the plant off. So I've had no spider mite issues or anything with this plant. So it is doing very well, y'all. The varicosum. I don't know what I'm going to do with this plant once it starts to really take off, but I will keep you posted. Okay, so I think that is it. Oh, these two begonia were also over on the other shelf. The Thurstonii. No, I actually had these over there in the other corner. So I moved them both over here to give them more room to grow. There's the Thurstonii. So, yep, that is it. I think that is all the updates. So, thank you all. Oh, one more. Okay. This is my Aglaonema Siam Aurora. And I had this plant for like 3 months in my dining area inside my home. And it was just doing okay. But I felt like it needed to get more light and that it would do better back out here on the patio. So I did move her. I restaked her to give her more support because she was just kind of like all over the place, falling over. I mean, this plant is huge. So I made space for her back out here on the patio. So this little area is looking full and lush. So those are my updates, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the changes that I've made, what you think about the updates. I have a lot more changes that I would like to make out here. Um, but you know, you got to have money to make changes, but I want to make changes as far as like shelving. I would like to get more shelving, more plant shelves, um, just to make things look a little bit neater, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this is what things are looking like. I am also on Instagram as well, so feel free to check me out over there. And yeah, that's it, y'all. Yeah, over here is where I had the begonia thurstonii and the, ooh, I can't remember what the other one's called. But y'all, look at this Piper. It is gorgeous. I attempted to attach it to the wall, but yeah, it's attached. So it can grow up the wall. But isn't it gorgeous? Like, this is one of my favorite plants right now. It is just absolutely beautiful. And I have these two little aglaonema there. So let me know. Now, I know the next video is going to be the next installment in my Hoya series, number 2, to be number 2. But after that, let me know if you would like for me to do a Anthurium and Syngonium collection video, or any other type of collection video, because I want to do a different type of video between, because my Hoya series is going to have 4 parts. So I've already done one. So I did this update today. So the next video will be part 2 of my Hoya series. But after that, let me know what type of video you would like to see. Would you like to see me do more repotting? Or would you like to see some type of collection video? Would you like to see my begonia collection? Or, like I said, a Syngonium and Anthurium collection video? So let me know down in the comments, all right? So y'all take care. I'm so glad that you joined me here today. I appreciate you all so very much, okay? So take care, and until the next time, hooked on houseplants, y'all. Bye.